There we go. Good lord. Hello, Internetians. My name is Josh, aka ultraplayer, and I am your coach of the Philly Soldu. Welcome, one and all. Hello, everyone. Welcome to APA Season number 5, Week number 1. It has begun. We are here. Our first battle has been completed, and I'm super excited to go over it. We are facing off against my boy John Jr. and his Portland Night Shaders. Be sure to go check him out in the description below. Go watch his live. He's a very good battler, and he brought a very scary team. So, I don't know what happened when I was creating the layout, but his Twitter thing got messed up, so make sure you go follow him on Twitter too. His link isn't screwed up, but anyway, let us talk about the game. As you can see, the 6 mods that I've decided to bring, as well as the 6 mods that he has decided to bring. If you're curious as to why I brought these specific mods, be sure to go check out our Teambuilder that I put up yesterday. I will leave a link in the description. In the description below, and you can have a full version, a full team builder dedicated to my team building process, every single set, why all the Emvees are there. But as a quick recap, we have a bulky, modest Zapdos with 2 attacks in Whirlwind. We have a support Florgus with Defog. We have a SD Air Balloon Stealth Rock Extra Drill. We have a very crazy Espeon with Wish Protect, a Vincoon, and a DD Mega Charizard, which is very bulky. So, this team that he decided to bring. So, there's no Mega Scizor, which is, you know, about what I expected, because he really just cannot do much to my team, Mega Scizor. There was no... Where was there no of? There was no Mega Scizor. There was no... He didn't bring something very specific that I expected him to bring. He didn't bring Miticus. Yes, he didn't bring, sorry. He didn't bring the Tentacruel, which I was very much expecting because T-Spikes are annoying versus me. He also didn't bring a Primarina. So that tells me that his answers to Zard are either Gligar or Aldino. So, very nice information there. He does bring the Spiritomb, which is interesting. I guess he was really that afraid of Espeon, because LOL, Espeon goes absolutely in versus him, if it was a normal Espeon. My Espeon actually does a decent amount of work too, but regardless, you can see the time of how long this video is. This is going to be a long video. This was a long match. We both played very conservatively to an extent, so it ended up being a long one. I'd also like to mention that there's going to be some weird plays that you're going to see, and then I will explain why those weird plays were made. We did have a disconnect, and recreating this hell of a battle where neither of us had capture cards and neither of us were really taking too much notes was an absolute... It was a nightmare. Oh, it was a nightmare for both of us. So, with all that out of the way, I notice at team preview that my setup sweepers do a lot of work, and so do his. Calm Mind Raikou, SD Infernape, versus my Calm Mind Suicune and my DD Charizard. I knew immediately that this was a game of chess. Like, Pokemon is always a strategy game, but this is very much a specific game of chess. If either of us really get to start going in with our setup sweepers, it's over. It's really just gonna be about us getting our setups off and like really being able to go with them. Mine more than his, I would say, just because my setup sweepers do a lot more work than him. And I'll get into why as we go along. But looking at team preview at matchups, I led with my Zapdos. I felt like there was nothing that on his team that I could be immediately afraid of him leading, and Zapdos just like fit just about all scenarios. If he led Gligar, I could hit him Power Ice It. If he led Tornadus, I'm obviously in a good position. If he led Aldino, I could just go out with my Espeon, block Toxic, and block anything he goes for. Spiritomb, I could just attack it. Infernape, I could just attack it. Raikou, I could either go out to my Excadrill or I just Whirlwind it, depending on what I feel like. So, we're going to lead with the Zapdos, and we are going to get into week number 1 of the American Pokemon Association. Super excited. Shout out to all y'all for the support you left on the draft analysis, by the way. That is now my most popular video with over 400 views. And it means the world to me. Thank you guys so much. As you can see, he leads a Gligar, and I know that my set of Zapdos is specifically made to two-shot almost any form of Gligar, so I'm just going to go straight for the Hidden Power Ice. I have no reason not to. If he wants to Toxic me, I have Heal Bell on Florges to get rid of it. So he's going to go into LT-Gray. And the first thing I see is a shiny, so of course Aura Sphere appears in my mind. So, ooh. I'm tired, I just woke up. Do I have soda? Is it my soda? Maybe. I get a Hidden Power Ice off. Ah, beautiful. And I see that he has leftovers, so that immediately tells me that he is in fact sub. I'm going to go hard out into my Excadrill, because I expect this to be sub, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ground, and maybe something else. So he's going to go for Substitute, which is fine. Sub leftovers, I'm thinking sub Calm Mind. However, because I specifically planned for a Thunderbolt Hidden Power Ground variant, I'm fine. He goes for Hidden Power, and I get scared, only to find out that he didn't actually see the Air Balloon go off. So now I know he's walled by me. I'm still confident that this is sub Calm Mind. However, I now have my one, check to this thing. He can't get going with his Calm Mind Sweeper because I have Excadrill. So the game of chess for him is now, can he get my Air Balloon popped? So here I'm going to predict him to switch out, I believe, and I'm going to go for my Stealth Rocks. I know he's walled, I know he can't do anything, and Rocks are just going to be so very nice. Here, I know that, so getting my Stealth Rocks up is very nice for whittling down his team, because I'm going to need that. Because, once I just need damage off on Audino. I need to keep forcing in Audino, get it weakened, same thing with Gligar, and then I can just DD up with my Charizard and potentially win. Speaking of Charizard, I know that Hurricane is not coming out here. There's obviously no way. There's no Supersonic Sky Strike that's coming, not versus an Excadrill. I know Knockoff is coming. Defog is coming. U-Turn is coming. Superpower, Focus Blast, All Out Pummeling. One of these things is coming. And I don't want to go into my Zapdos to get knocked off, so I decided to go out into my Charizard because I feel like it's the best generic switch. So I'm going to go to my Charizard here. And I'm going to get knocked off, which is fine because I get to keep my item. It does a little bit of damage. And here I'm actually going to double out into my Zapdos. So if he goes for U-Turn, I can potentially get Static off on here. And if he goes for Supersonic Sky Strike, I'll be fine. However, he's going to go for the Taunt, which is a very good play. That's also one of the ways he's going to keep me from getting my DD off. Again, very, very big game of chess here. I'm going to fire off a Discharge here, though. I don't care if he goes Gligar, because once again, after Rocks, even if he's max, Sassy, or Calm, or whatever, Hidden Power Ice will be a two-shot. So, did I actually go for Hidden Power Ice? What is wrong with me? Oh, okay. Okay, I know what's wrong with me. Okay, so I went for Hidden Power Ice here, because in the while we were recreating, we did not want Discharge Paris to go off. That didn't go off, and because I didn't do a lot of damage to this Audino with Discharge, he ended up being able to regenerate most of it back. So there is no harm, no foul of going for Hidden Power Ice. I wasn't going to get much damage off on it anyway. So originally I went for Discharge, but here in the recreation I went for Hidden Power Ice to avoid stuff. So here I'm going to go into Carbuncle. I don't care about Toxic this way, and he actually goes for Flex first of all. But I go into this because I can take the Toxic, I can bounce back on him and get him poisoned, which is nice. And overall, potentially apply effective pressure. Because if I'm Specs, I 2-KO him, which is great. So he's going to go out into Oogity, which is going to be a Spiritomb, which I'm okay with. Because one, this thing's going to take rocks, and two, if it's not Assault Vest, if it's just max HP, and it's like Black Glasses or something, Dazzling Gleam has a chance to 2-KO him. And I'm Colbert, and I know he's going to go for Pursuit here. So I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, get some damage off. It does absolutely nothing. That is definitely Assault Vest, and he is going to go for Pursuit. Pop my Colbert, but because I didn't switch out, and I have Colbert, this is going to do absolute laughable damage. So here, now I'm going to switch out, projecting the Shadow Sneak or the Sucker Punch. I do not want to let my Ruby get weakened. My Ruby Carbuncle. By the way, shout out to you if you get that reference again. I know this thing can't get knocked off, so I'm okay with getting my Vincoon in here. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play chess again. I'm going to go for the setup. So I want to save my Carbuncle because I want to be able to bounce back Toxics anytime, keep away Rocks, so I can go out to Espeon on the Gligar, on the Audino. But here I'm going to put up a sub because I know that this Spiritomb is not going to be able to threaten me out, and if he goes Audino, that's also not going to be able to threaten me out. So I didn't think about why he would go out to Audino, but I figure it out. So I go for Calm Mind, get it off, and ooh, he goes for Encore. So I'm telling y'all, this is going to be a real big game of chats. Like, once one of us gets set up going, like, it's going to be crazy. So, I'm locked into Calm Mind here, and I'm like, what can this Audino do to me? Seriously. What can he go out to that could actually threaten me? Like, I'm going to go for Calm Mind again. Like, he has to find something to really threaten me out, and he goes out to Wukong. So, Sun Wukong, the Infernape, which is not a reference to Ruby, but I'm in my mind it is. So, I'm going to keep going for Calm Mind, because I'm partially expecting this to be Scarf, but I'm going to scout for that. So, my Espeon at the range stat can live 2 close combats, I think. And if it's not, if it's SD, or it's anything that's not Scarf, I will always take 1 close combat, and I can threaten it out for seconds. So, I'm going to go out to my Ruby Carbuckle. The he goes to close combat. That's going to tell me that there is no ban, there is no Fist Plate, there is no Life Orb on this Infernape. He could be Scarf, or he could be a Z-Crystal. So he's going to get his defenses lowered. I know that I can click Psychic here with no problem. Or do I click Psychic or do I click Wish? All I know is this is when we started getting into fuckery territory. So I believe I click Wish here to stay healthy. Yep. So I click Wish here to stay healthy, predicting him to switch out. Or if he went for close combat and knocked me out, I would be able to act upon that because, LOL, he's locked into close combat. So I go for Wish and Protect to get my health back. Because, again, this could be a nice, weird switch into Infernape. As weird as that sounds. So I get some nice health back. I know I can take a couple hits from this Tornadus now, and I'm going to go ahead and try and weaken it. So, because if I can get rid of this, then that's one of his answers to Suicune God. I'm tired. Because Suicune's taunt could stop me from setting up. But that's not really a good answer. So, he's going to go for knockoff a couple times. He's going to weaken me. I'm going to get pretty low, but I can still come in on Toxic. I can still prevent rocks once or twice, and I get Dazzling Gleam. I clicked Dazzling Gleam here, not because I predicted the switch into Spiritomb, but because last time when I clicked 2 Psychics, it did not kill the Tornadus. So I clicked Dazzling Gleam to make sure that it did not kill the Tornadus there. Here, I'm going to switch out, preserve my Espeon, and go out to the Garuda. If he wants to knock off my leftovers, you know what, at this point, I kind of have to let it happen. And I can potentially get the Static, which in 1 or 2 recreations, I did get the Static, and we had to start all over, and it was geek-tastic. So, here, he's going to switch out his Tornadus. I believe I am going to, what do I do here? He sacks off his Spiritomb, because my Espeon is so low. Did he? No. Okay. I'm telling y'all, remembering, I didn't rewatch this in advance because I did not want to live through this battle more than once. So we skipped a whole bunch of just turns. So there was like a huge chunk of turns that we just cut out in the recreation because it was literally just us switching back and forth and doing absolutely nothing. Including me going out to Zard once and getting another knockoff damage on that and Mega Evolving and trying to attack. And, it was just a lot of back and forth. So we ended up skipping all this and getting into the point where it was Spiritomb versus Espeon. And I weakened him with the Dazzling Gleam to make him a sack for later. And he kills me with the Pursuit. So we skipped, like, I'm telling y'all, when I say we skipped, like, 9 turns, I mean it. Like, we skipped a whole bunch of turns recreating this. And I'm sorry that this had to happen, but, like, it was a long game. So I'm going to go to my Suicune here. I believe I click Sub, first of all, because I'm not scared of this thing. And if he goes into Audino, I can Scald on the next turn, instead of Calm Minding. So, I believe I click Sub here, because he can't break my Sub. Yep. And this just becomes immediately really annoying. Like, he can switch into his Raikou if he really wants to. But he's going to have to risk a Scald. He can switch into his Nothing here. Because Nothing really wants to take Scald. Like, this wants to take Scald. What's in front of me. So I go for Scald, not letting him Encore me into setup again. And Scald can come off. It's going to do, you know, a little bit of damage. I do not get a burn. Which is sad, boys. So he gets the Encore off. That's completely fine. I'm okay with being locked in the Scald. That's kind of why I went for it in the first place. So, I get my leftovers recovery. Vincoon. I really want to set up and sweep with you, but unfortunately it's going to be really, really hard. So, I'm going to keep clicking Scald, obviously. I'm not going to switch out. He can't break my sub with any move. Unless he's, like, Adamant Return or something. So, he's going to go into Raikou. I'm going to click Scald here, which is perfectly, like, really awesome. Because he's going to take Stealth Rock damage. And then he's going to take the Scald. And if I get a burn, all of a sudden his sub Calm Mind set is useless. Yeah, yeet. So I get that damage off. And I don't get the burn. In the original play, I did get the burn, but at this point, this was recreation number like 3 or 4. I just said, I don't care. I'll deal with it. If I don't get the burn, I don't get the burn. So, we moved on. I actually hard switch out here into my Maryland because I know that he literally cannot do anything to me. And it's just completely free chance of me potentially being able to SD up and weaken the Gligar. I have not seen him go into Gligar on this, and that kind of tips me off that he might be mono-attacking Earthquake with his Gligar. Stealth Rock, Roost, Earthquake, and then probably Defog at this point. So he's going to go to Tornadus on my Earthquake here. Very good play, because he knows that I will not risk going for Iron Head. And he's actually going to double out, trying to get Regenerator into his Gligar, as I double into my Garuda, which is fine. So, in the original playthrough, I clicked Hidden Power Ice, and I crit him and killed him, because he's physically defensive. So, because we couldn't recreate the crit, Hidden Power Ice, I do a crap ton of damage, which means he's physically defensive, and he just Earthquakes. The crit was really bad, because that prevented him from getting rocks back up, but honestly, in the end, I don't think it ended up mattering, and you're going to see why eventually. So Sun Wukong comes out, his Infernape. I do not want to risk this thing getting popped. I'm going to go out to my check to this, which is going to be my Suicune. So, as I switch out, he makes a very good play. He made a ballsy play, honestly, risking Discharge Para. But he is going to go for the Swords Dance. So, him going for Swords Dance tells me that he's Z-Crystal. So I let my Espeon go down, which is very bad. But if he has Mach Punch, it didn't matter. So, I'm going to switch out my Suicune here. I believe I go out into the Excadrill. Do I go out to the Excadrill? Yes. I do go out to the Excadrill. And here, this little thing happens. He goes for Reflectors, I go for SD, because at this point, I feel like I can handle the Raikou. I feel like that he will not be able to completely sweep me. As he goes for Reflectors, I go for SD. Good play on his part. However, on this turn, I don't remember what happened to the recreation. I know what happened in the original. I go for Iron Head. In one of the recreations, I crit him. And I killed his Audino dead. Do I get it here again? Yeah, I do get the flinch, which is very bad for him. And that's going to be really good, because weakening this thing is good for me maybe winning with Suicune. So, I go for Iron Head again, as he's going to go out to Uggity, sack off his Spiritomb. At this point, I'm not afraid of anything. The only thing I'm afraid of is the Infernape, and that's the only thing he can go out to. If he goes to Tornadus, I'll attack it. If he goes to Gligar, I'll attack it. If he goes out to Raikou, I'll attack it. He has to go out to Infernape, and I'm not letting this thing set up again. Like, the reason I went out to Excadrill the first time on this Infernape was because I was predicting Electrium Z. He goes for close combat. I'm okay with that. He's going to knock me out. Again, I'm okay with that. And now, I believe is where I make a really out there play. I'll explain why, but it's a good reason why. So I go to my Charizard. Remember when I said we skipped a bunch of turns? Well, one of those turns was a little bit of damage off on Zard. So, I was at, like, the original, I was at, like, 50%. And in truth, looking back at it now, I should have let him Mach Punch me once in regular form, and then Mach Punch me again in this form. But he's going for Mach Punch just to get me weakened. I'm Dragon Dancing up. That's only to give him the ability to get that damage off on me that I originally had. So he Mach Punches twice. And I'm near where I was originally. Actually, originally I was a little bit higher, but it ultimately ended up not mattering. So I let him get that damage off, and then I'm going to switch back out to where we were originally, which is going to be me versus the Garuda. And he close combated on my switch to it. So, yeah, I also had a little bit of damage off on the Zapdos, and we had to risk not getting the para there. We did in one recreation. We had to start over. It was unfortunate. But from here on out, I believe at this point it was all live. This was the end of the game. Like, this is where we found, this was the final recreation. We finally got back to the point where we need to be, and we could keep going. So, no more crazy plays. I go for Discharge. Why would I not go for Discharge versus the Infernape? I could get a para on it. I could get a para on the Audino. I'm gonna keep going for discharges here, and I believe on this, yeah, I go for Whirlwind on the Wish as he goes out to Tornadus, and on this turn, I believe I make a misplay and don't Whirlwind because I didn't like the original plan was don't let him get his Raikou in and get it healed up. Do I actually click Whirlwind like a boss? No, I clicked Discharge like an idiot. So I clicked Discharge, and because of his investment, it just barely lives the Discharge, which makes this thing. Now this thing is annoying because I threw my X Control out because I was like, I can take on this Raikou. So I'm in trouble. He goes for Substitute as I hopefully go for Whirlwind, predicting that. I go for Roost, getting back up to full. And I still have Whirlwind, so I'm okay with this thing being here now. However, this is now his ultimate win con. Subcall Mine actually just ends the game if he gets it off. Except he reveals Toxic. So he's Sub-Toxic instead of Subcall Mine, which in my eyes, I'm like, thank God. Because now I can beat this thing. It's still annoying, but like I can beat this thing now. All I have to do is have my sub up versus it first. Versus Suicune. So I Whirlwind it out, I bring out Bird Brain. He's gonna take some more rock damage. It is slowly getting some health back, but here I can what do I go for here? Do I go for Hidden Power Ice? Because it's stronger against the Raikou and it also probably kill the Tornadus. He goes to the Audino either way. This is a good play. Do I click Discharge predicting it? What do? I click Discharge predicting it. Spoiler alert. I clicked Discharge predicting Audino because I knew he wouldn't let me get more damage off on his Raikou. I get the parry here, which is nice because that maybe can help me beat this thing. So here, I believe I'm going to go out into my Suicune? My Zard. What's Savage? Did I forget about... Yeah, so I got to Zard as he's going to switch out into Elf Tigray. And I calc Hidden Power Ground, and I calc that if he has max special attack Hidden Power Ground, it does not kill me if I'm at 67 HP. Or if I'm at 69 HP, because it does 67 HP max. Or 87, one of the two. So, I'm going for Dragon Dance on this thing. I believe this is the only chance I'm going to get. I go for it. I live the Hidden Power Ground because I am max HP. Dragon Dance goes off. What is up? My boy Zard is in, and I'm going to throw this Raikou out. Because I do not want this thing to get toxic. So, I believe I just throw this thing to the dirt. Oh my god, did he switch out? Did he switch out on my Roost? Wait, I think he switched it out. I clicked Roost because I was okay with Toxic because I just wanted a break for my Suicune. I clicked Roost. So, I clicked Roost. Yeah, I guess he thought I was 3 attacks. Nope, boy, I am 2 attacks. I am Roost. I am bulky. I got my Roost off. I now have the HP to take Flare Blitzes, but I'm going to Thunder Punch this because it's going to kill. Because I'm still adamant with a lot of attack investment. And I knew that I would be able to take some hit. He actually has Rocky Helmet, which is really interesting. I did not know that. So he's going to go into Audino here. Flare Blitz recoil could be a thing, definitely. I'm going to go for it, though. My Flare Blitz is going to come off. Woo, my boy Zard is going to do a lot of damage to this. In fact, it's going to kill the Audino. So, like I said in the beginning, once one of us got really going with setup, it was going to be a wrap. He goes into Sun Wukong, but luckily, because of that Mach Punch damage earlier, I know that he cannot kill me with the Mach Punch. So he is going to go for it. I'm going to live it. I'm going to click Roost. On the off chance that he did not kill. On the off chance that he went for some crazy crap. So that I can have the HP to live. Raikou. I'm going to go for Thunder Punch. Knock this boy out. And I know that I can live recoil from Flare Blitzing Raikou. So, my Mega Charizard X, after all that, finally got in. Finally got a DD up. And that, my friends, my fans, my people, this is going to be a GG 4-0 win for the Philadelphia Soldier. Mega Charizard X going in. So, very, very, very good game to John. Sorry about all the disconnect issues. It wasn't on my side. It wasn't on his side either. It was actually Nintendo's side, because Nintendo's a bootylicious butthole. But anyway, very good game to him. He played phenomenally. He prepped amazingly. His team was beautiful. Please go check him out in the description below. Next week, Oh, next week. I'm excited about next week. I will explain why, other than the obvious reason why I'm excited for next week, in the next episode. But next week we are going against Dan, aka aDrive, coach of the St. Louis Ramparters. So of course, be sure to tune in for that one. It's going to be a hell of a match. I hope you guys enjoy. My name is Josh, aka ultraplayer, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.